From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening, Fairbanks. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Woodard. Daryl Clark has the evening off. Leading our news this evening, Memorial Day was celebrated across the nation today, including several observances here in Fairbanks. Nearly 200 people were present this morning at Veterans Memorial Park to pay respect to men and women who have died serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. During the ceremony, families and military members spanning several generations placed wreaths at the head of the memorial. Guest speakers addressed the importance of the U.S. defense and the tragic cost of war. After the ceremony, several people in attendance explained why they participate and how the holiday makes them feel.
Sad.
Thank you.
That's no other way to describe it. You think of all your friends that didn't make it home. But that's the way it goes. War is hell.
Well, I've had several of my comrades die while I was serving with them, and the endeavors I did in the Army. And also I have a father that I've never known, so I always, it's kind of like the way I pay tribute to him every year.
The memorial services continued on to the Clay Street Cemetery and then on to Birch Hill Cemetery, where Mike Schultz was there. He has the story.
Birch Hill Cemetery was a scene of families paying their respects and manicuring graves. Then as the noon hour approached, cars and people began arriving by the droves to show their respect. Flowers, flags, and banners were everywhere, and the sentiments were all the same.
I'm remembering everyone who's gone before us and are in heaven now that we want to remember and rejoice in their souls.
Memorial Day is to be with the families. Even though my husband is buried in Nome, Alaska, he's a veteran too, and I like to include here for people who lost their loved ones too.
It's a commemoration, a celebration of the fighting spirit that they had in their possession that helped them answer that call to their country. And it's a great opportunity for us to pause and remember the price of freedom, the price of sacrifice, and the price of a great country like this.
Memorial Day to me means sacrifice. It means love. And I can't help but think of Memorial Day and think of all the people in my life who served. Some who've given all, some who's paying the price now because their body's ailing, their mind's going. It means a lot.
They died in service of our country to help bring us the freedoms we have, to help preserve our way of life, and we of course honor and respect that. So it's a day of happiness and a day of sadness mixed.
Today was a very special day, Memorial Day, and hundreds turned out to show they hadn't forgotten the sacrifices that thousands have made. Mike Schultz reporting.
Governor Sean Parnell today released a statement about Memorial Day as well. He said he will always remember his visit with wounded warriors at a hospital in Germany, where he listened to several critically injured military members talk about their service and what they fought for. He said he left the hospital with even greater admiration and gratitude for their devotion to our country.
One warrior, recovering from grave, life-threatening injuries, told me he would, without question, he'd do it all over again to protect the country he loves. That patriotism is a bedrock value shared by veterans who have gone before us and who have selflessly given all for us as a people and for the United States. It's why we pause this Memorial Day to embrace the freedom and the republic they fought for.
Okay, when we come back, multiple fires around the interior were reported over the weekend. Also, a Fairbanks priest is under investigation. We have the details when the Fairbanks News continues. Welcome back. A Fairbanks priest has been placed on administrative leave while the FBI investigates his conduct online. Police declined to say what they're looking for in the inquiry into the Reverend Clint Landry, a priest assigned to Sacred Heart Cathedral. The Diocese of Fairbanks announced Landry's leave on Friday night. Landry has not been charged with a crime. He was ordained 3 years ago. Church officials say the reported misconduct involved the use of diocesan computers. Alaska State troopers were contacted and the troopers turned over the investigation to the FBI. A family of 4 escaped from their burning house in the early morning hours on Sunday. The North Star Volunteer Fire Department responded to the call on North Goldenrod Circle off Peridot Road. The first units to arrive saw heavy flames coming from the roof. Firefighters aggressively attacked the blaze, but there was extensive damage done to the home. No injuries were reported. Battalion Chief Justin Body says the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Numerous fire agencies were busy this weekend after what started as a small brush fire began threatening structures out near Eielson Air Force Base. Officials now say the fire off Eielson Farm Road originated from a downed tree on a power line and quickly spread. North Star Fire Department responded with mutual aid from BLM, including an air attack where they dropped fire retardant to mitigate the flames. Within hours, the blaze was controlled, and authorities say the residence it was threatening was saved, with only an outbuilding and old cars burned by the fire.
On arrival, we found about 1/4 of an acre burning and the spruce trees. Wind was blowing 20, 25 miles an hour, so it was starting to spread. Luckily, the winds were up and down, so it didn't spread too fast. Forestry was able to make several bucket drops and a retardant drop on the fire, knocking it down out of the trees, which was a huge help. And then the wind laid down for us, so that was great. You can see by the way this fire reacted that it's not near enough. It hasn't really done anything to reduce our fire danger at all. The leaves are still exposed on the ground, the spruce trees are still dry, and it burns great.
A massive wind-whipped wildfire on Alaska's Kenai Peninsula is growing after evacuation orders were issued. But fire managers are hoping rains forecasted for Tuesday will help crews gain a handle on the blaze. The Funny River fire covered nearly 248 square miles as of this morning and was 30% contained. Fire officials say no injuries have been reported. Authorities Sunday ordered the evacuation of 1,000 homes and other structures in this sparsely populated area 60 miles south of Anchorage. A Red Cross shelter was set up Sunday in Soldotna. A second shelter opened in the community of Sterling today. A Fairbanks man was arrested after federal agents found an illegal marijuana grow operation at his residence. Philip Olson was contacted for an outstanding warrant of falsifying information in relation to an alleged 1978 pipeline bombing. During that time, federal authorities found the illegal grow operation at his home at 2375 Cords Way in Fairbanks. Members of the statewide drug enforcement unit seized 26 marijuana plants, nearly 3 pounds of processed marijuana, and 3 firearms. Felony charges have been sent to the district attorney's office in the case. Saturday, state troopers received a report that a man with a gun was standing behind the Sterling Highway near Cooper Landing. As a responding officer arrived, the man reportedly shot at him with a pistol. Now, the trooper returned fire with his handgun. No one was hurt, and the suspect was ultimately taken into custody. He was identified as 30-year-old Timothy Lang of Anchorage. Lang was jailed on charges of attempted first-degree murder, felony and misdemeanor assault, reckless endangerment, misconduct involving weapons, and resisting arrest. The incident is being investigated by the Alaska Bureau of Investigation. Fort Wainwright is getting more active in the fight against drunk driving on post. For the past couple of weeks, Fort Wainwright has been attempting to raise community awareness on post by increasing patrols and placing signs on the road that warn soldiers against drunk driving. Garrison Commander Cape Zemp says that the local military group Soldiers Against Drunk Driving offers active duty members a free ride home onto post in case they need it. The U.S. Army has a zero-tolerance policy against soldiers who drive under the influence. Zemp says that Fort Wainwright Police will be helping to protect the community against drunk driving by ramping up their patrols.
To identify potentially impaired drivers as they're heading out of post, that's one method. Monitoring lower speed zones in our 15-mile-per-hour zones has been very important. That's where kids play, and of course there's a lot more kids out now with the later hours, the later daylight hours. And also the troop areas that are 15 miles per hour and below. We monitor those more intensely now than we might normally.
All right, Joe Cook is up next with sports with results from this weekend's state track and field meet in Anchorage. Also, you'll find out who the big winners were, plus another I-5 after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. I hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day. Now let's get into the sportscast. We start with a recap of the ESAA First National Bank State Track and Field Championships. A number of interior athletes reached the top of the podium for their teams. In 4A, Charles Sudduth won the 100-meter dash in 11.21 seconds for his first 100-meter gold. Lathrop's Toya Levi swept the girls' discus and shot put, becoming the first Malamute to do that since Alana Cluton in 2005. Tyreek Jennis won the long jump event for Lathrop by an inch with a 20 feet 9-inch jump. In relays, the West Valley boys got 2 golds. Sudduth, Prince Cooks, Josh Cummings, and Danny Egan won the 4x1. Cooks, Sudduth, Cummings, and Daniel Remington, a senior, won the 4x2 relays. The 4x4 relay team of Jackie's Cannon, Cameron Bryant, Jennis, and Travis Phillips won gold in 3 minutes and 31.7 seconds for Lathrop. For standouts, Kenai's Allie Ostrander, a junior, won the 800, 1600, and 3200 meter races, setting new records in the 1600, coming in 4:49, and 3200 race, coming in 10:13. The 1600 record stood since 1977, and the 3200 record was back in '86. Ostrander is 15th in the country in the 1600 and 4th best in the 3200. Connie's Peggy Mathis won 4 golds, winning the 100, 200, and 400-meter dash, and the girls' long jump. And last but not least, 1 through 3A's Allison's Tony Griffith was named Most Outstanding Athlete. Griffith, a junior, won the 100 and 200-meter dash and was second in the long jump event. And here are the team results. The Lathrop boys team won silver with 78 points, improving upon last year's third-place finish. Kodak was third, and Diamond won it all with 105 points. In girls 4A, Colony won by 9 points with Chugiak, and Thunder Mountain tied for second with 52 points. And 1 through 3A, the Grace Christian girls, 4-peat as track champions, and the ACS boys repeat. The Allison boys team just missed out on bronze by 3 points. Other notables from the state track and field meet: Lathrop's Damian Cogger got silver in the boys shot put with a 50-foot 5-inch throw. Daniel Remington of West Valley, he got silver in the 400-meter race, running 44.45 seconds. Cameron Bryant got bronze in the 110-meter hurdles for Lathrop. And 1 through 3A, Monroe's John Minder was second in the 110 hurdles. Allison's Yvonne Johnson earned bronze in the 100 and got silver in the 200-meter dash, and Hutchinson's Veronica Yanish was third in the girls' long jump. Switching to high school sports, on the Diamond, West Valley got an important conference win. Casey Lewandowski led the Wolfpack with 9 strikeouts, allowing only 4 hits in 5 1/3 innings of work, and a 6-2 win over North Pole. Lewandowski's ERA is under 1 this season. Tyler Chrisman had the offense with 2 ribbies. The win eliminates North Pole from the MAC championship, so now West Valley and Lathrop will play for the title. The Malamute shut out Delta earlier on Saturday to secure the state berth. They will face off this Friday. Also over the weekend in high school softball, the North Pole Patriots came back to beat Allison 13-3. The Patriots went on a 12-0 run after trailing 3-1 to the Ravens. Paige Shimura and Robin Heineken both went 3 for 4. Carissa Ramos struck out 6 and allowed 6 hits. North Pole is now 10-5 overall and 9-1 in the MAC. In Delta's last games of the season, the Huskies swept Monroe 14-5 in Game 1, and in Game 2, they won 9-1. Bren Yelms hit a 2-1 homer for Delta in Game 2. And the Hutchinson Hawks, they swept visiting Cordova 16-7 in Game 1, and then won 10-5 in Game 2 of a non-conference doubleheader. Caitlin Schombaum went 3 for 4 with 3 ribbies in Game 1, and Kelsey Huntington tossed 9 Ks in Game 2. And the Hutchinson girls soccer season finale, they shut out Allison 5-0. Ellie Veazey with a hat trick, and Katie Hopper scored 2 goals in the win. Angel Ochoa and Raven Dempsey combined for the shutout. And now we close out the sportscast with this week's I-5 Interior Top 5 plays. Check them out. At number 5, baseball defense. Hutchinson's Austin Heineken guns it from home. Zach Hansen gets the catch and the tag as the Hawks get the final out in an 11-9 win over Cordova on Saturday. At number 4, softball. Lathrop's Jess Hall goes 3 for 3 with a home run and 4 RBIs. This hit plates 2 Malamutes as Lathrop defeats Colony. More from this game coming up. And at number 3, Selena Davis of North Pole hits an inside the park home run, running the bases as the Patriots rout Delta in a 20-8 win on Tuesday night. And at number 2, Casey Duffield of Lathrop smacks one over the fence, a 2-run shot. Lathrop beats the Colony Knights 13-4 on Saturday with a 6-run second inning. At number 1, the photo finish from week 2 at the North Pole Speedway. Austin Cody barely gets the checkered flag from Al Tradle. In the 43 car, Cody wins in 0.1 seconds. Cody sweeps the heats in the main event in the 17 car and wins his first race of the season last Thursday. To pick the play of the week, comment on the post on the KTVF Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages, or email Joe Cook at KTVF11.com and tell us the play of the week. The play of the week will be revealed this Friday.
The I-5 Sports Report is brought to you by Adient Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
And that'll do it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time. Have a nice Memorial Day.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our Memorial Day newscast. Mike Schultz with you once again. Time to take a look at the weather, and it was a great day for all the holiday activities going on today. Couldn't ask for better weather, and just a few light breezes here and there, but the good thing is no mosquitoes for the most part. That's nice. Our photograph for tonight, starting off with our weathercast, showing Lolita Valk capturing this Alaskan crocus. Look at the colors, they're beautiful. They're purple and the yellow. And again, as always, if you have a photograph to send, by all means, send it to us at photos@ktvf11.com, and we'll share it with the rest of the audience. Here's your almanac for today. The normal high 62, today's high 67. Normal low 39 last night, 44 for the overnight low. Record high 80 degrees in 2011, record low 30 in 1920. And your sunrise and sunset 20 hours and 4 minutes of daylight, a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Our satellite and radar showing a little bit of moisture working its way in from the southwest, but for the most part being blocked out by the Alaska Range, so things look pretty good. As far as what's going on across the rest of the state, we have a little rain up and down the west coast from Nome right on down to Bethel. That's going to stay there, it looks like. Over southeast Alaska, just the opposite. Lots of sunshine there, and we're looking at partly cloudy skies on the north slope. Nice day in Fort Yukon, 61 degrees there for partly cloudy skies. Lower 48 weather, more storms rolling across parts of Texas tonight. Nothing severe reported yet, but a lot of widespread rainfall, and that really is helping out their drought situation. More storms down around the New Orleans area also. On our map for tomorrow, actually later on this week, you can see more storms expected across much areas of the deep south, and very warm conditions over the central northern plains, while pleasant conditions up and down the west coast. And as far as early this week, you can see it looks like July-like heat building in across much of California, starting up that oven once again, so things could be looking very, very tender dry for a potential fire situation developing. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern section. Snow showers for Barrow, rain showers for Nome, and partly cloudy skies at Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, it looks pretty good. It's mostly sunny skies, a little warmer for Delta, Healy, and the Fairbanks area. While over southeast Alaska, we're looking at mostly sunny skies for Juneau and just scattered clouds in the Ketchikan area. And over the southwest, we're looking at rain for Cold Bay, and a chance of rain for Kodiak, and showers for Bethel. Now, if you're heading on down the Anchorage area, it's going to be kind of ugly down there. They're getting rain tomorrow mixing with smoke from those fires. It's not going to be very comfortable, that's for sure. It'll be at Anchorage and Homer, and rain expected in Valdez. So kind of an ugly day down there. And as far as we're talking about in the allergy, once again, a report, you can see mold, weeds, and grass at low levels, and trees hanging around there at high levels. So not much change over the past week. Forecast for tonight, scattered clouds through the night and very mild. 45 for the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast, day just like today, 67 degrees and scattered clouds. And the extended forecast calling for even warmer temperatures for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday into the weekend, looking at low 70s each day. Overnight lows in the mid-60s, actually mid-60s during the day, and then overnight lows right around the low to mid-40s. So all in all, very nice weather, and it was a great day today for all the activities to celebrate Memorial Day.
Yeah, and I think I could speak for all of us saying, we send our thanks out to the people who gave the ultimate sacrifice as well.
By all means, yeah, definitely.
That's what it's all about today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks, Mike. That will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams is coming up next.
Hey, join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
All right, that'll do it from all of us here at the News Center. We hope you have a great night.
Good night.
Heavenly Father, I'm grateful. This is a gorgeous day that we're blessed with. I'm thankful for each of these soldiers, family, and friends that I stand with today as we honor those who've gone before us. We remember their sacrifice, their courage, and the example that they have set. They are not forgotten. Their deeds inspire us to greater endeavors, and it is my prayer as we depart from this place of memorial, enable us to look beyond ourselves, strengthen